Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about decluttering, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm currently donating today. I think that everybody should do some type of spring cleaning, but just not necessarily in spring. I think that whenever you notice that your space is starting to be cluttered, starting to just make you feel like the walls are closing in, I think it's time to tidy up and declutter. Now, this was actually something I'm going to talk about more in depth because I have actually always had trouble with this. I'm very attached to items. I don't always know what to get rid of. I'm very, very good at justifying what I need to keep. But the last 2 years has been a real journey for me, actually, and I have donated a lot of things or given them away to loved ones who always admired certain things. Or maybe clothes that are perfectly fine, they just maybe don't fit me anymore, or the list is kind of endless, to be honest, but I thought that it would be fun to go over. This is not a huge donation amount, but I wanted to go over some of the things I'm going to be giving away, and then if you guys like these, I might do more videos like this. So if you do, or if you're in a decluttering journey, comment below and let me know, because I want to know what's interesting for you guys to watch and what you guys actually find helpful on the channel. So that being said, let's jump right in. Okay, so first up I have these bottles that I got. They're actually great water bottles, but you can also make your own kind of beverages. I would like do smoothies or green drinks in them, and I thought that they were really simple looking and just kind of what I was looking for. I'm sorry they're a little dusty because I don't use them. These came in a pack on Amazon, and there was probably, I have maybe, I think they came in a pack of 6. I just counted, I think that there's 6 in there, and I've never needed 6. I used the same 2 bottles, and it's so embarrassing. Do you know how long I've had these? I have had these for, let's see, we're in 2021. It's hard to keep track of the time in the pandemic, but I've had these for about 4 years now. 4 years I've had these, and I've only used the same 2, and I don't use them often. I kind of fell out of using my juicer for a while. It was one of those things, I love my juicer, and I love to have fresh juice, but especially with the pandemic, I'm not really leaving to go anywhere, so I don't necessarily need a bottle this size to kind of store throughout the day. I'm here at home for it. And also, like I said, I kind of fell out of getting juices, so there's about 6 of these that are about to go to someone. 4 of them are completely brand new. The other 2 are in like new condition. And I think that someone's going to get a lot more use out of them than me. And also remember, you don't want to just throw things away. Obviously things that are trash, you're going to throw away. Things that are totally broken up and not useful for someone. But there's a lot of people who this might be exactly what they're looking for, and they can get the score for a cheap price. If I was able to, I would leave it out with a free sign, but unfortunately in my neighborhood, people don't always pick them up. So I would rather donate to my local thrift store. Goodwill and Salvation Army are also great options, but I really like to help independent small businesses, and I know that it's one gentleman that owns the one that I donate to, and I just like feeling like I'm helping him, I'm helping the economy and the community, especially in times like today where jobs are being replaced, and there's so many reasons to help an individual in their dream versus a corporation. So these are going to go. Let's look at what else I have. Ooh, okay. So another thing that's always good to donate is anything that's like older, and if you don't collect like antiques or vintage stuff, you know, you might not know about it. You can always look online, you know, you can check eBay, check a lot of websites. But if you have older stuff, from glassware to old appliances, things like that, you never know who's looking for them. For example, a lot of people said that VHSs were obsolete, but I know so many people that still have their VHS collection, and if their VHS breaks and they can't repair it themselves or get it repaired, guess what? They check thrift stores to go buy them. So don't just assume that you should throw something out. If there's a question, you know, you can always call the thrift store and ask them, hey, would you be able to take this kind of item? These, you know, do people buy these kind of items? So this is actually a lid. It's just a lid. I'm going to try to show it. So if you can see, and again, I'm sorry, it's a little bit dusty, and I bought it. Obviously it was a full set. I didn't just buy the lid myself, but unfortunately the dish that goes with it broke. But this pattern, I'm not too familiar with who actually made this particular item, but I do know that it's vintage and people do collect this set. I don't know the name of it. I actually do collect certain glassware items. This just isn't one of the ones I'm too familiar with the information on it, but it's really cute. It has little vegetables. There's like an asparagus, tomato, and corn on there, but I know that someone is going to want this, and the thrift store will make at least a couple of dollars off of it, so I'm going to be donating it, and I wrapped it and a paper towel with a little bit of tissue just so that it would make it there safely. Also, if you're gonna donate glass items or anything breakable, you know, do yourself a favor, right? We're all getting rid of things to kind of declutter our homes, and it's great that we have someplace we can drop them off, but try to get them there in a safe condition as you possibly can. So I did wrap mine up and I taped it up so that it, you know, if it's getting bumped around a little bit, it should be fine. Let's look at the next, what else I have in here. Okay, so I have, let's see. I have a number of random glasses. When my grandmother passed away, I, you know, was obviously really emotional at that point, and I had taken a lot of things from her house that initially I thought were going to get a lot of use and a lot of love out of them. But I found that that wasn't the case with certain things. So I have my really important mementos that I wanted to keep, like her teacup set that she had, one of the teacups her mother actually gave to her. And so that means a lot to me, and I have plenty of items of hers. But there were some everyday items that I did take that I just didn't end up needing. So that being said, these are two glasses that are good examples. These are cute. These are also kind of antique-y, but you know what? My kitchen colors are not yellow and orange. So it's not really, there's only two of them too. It's not a full set. So this is something that could complete a collector's set. They're not marked. There's no marking on the bottom. So again, I'm not sure who made these, but anything vintage, colorful stuff, there's a market for that. There's all kinds of people that collect these things. And also keep in mind, some people go into thrift stores because they can't afford the full set at Target, Walmart, or their local department store. But they can go to a thrift store, get some glasses that are cute that they might need and will use. I know that when I had just graduated high school and I was in my first apartment, I used to go to thrift stores all the time. And I was so grateful that I could afford, you know, really quality furniture and glassware for my kitchen and things like that at an affordable price. Prices, you know, there's been inflation and prices have gone up some since then. I won't date myself, but it's still a great place to get a good deal at a thrift store or at Goodwill, Salvation Army, all those kinds, Value Village for a lot of you in the Midwest or the South. But this is just a great example of something that shouldn't be thrown away because they're cute and somebody might be missing two to have a full set. So just because I don't need them doesn't mean someone else doesn't. And I've got about 6 other glasses that are not a complete set that I thought, oh my god, I would love these because I liked the design, or I thought, oh, it'll be like mugs, I have a mug collection. And that wasn't the case. So there's no reason to keep it and put myself through it. Okay, next up, oh my gosh, I am the worst about buying things that I assume are going to be super duper handy, and it's been a little bit of a journey of minimalism. I'm not a full-on minimalist. I have a lot of stuff. You can kind of see all the things a little bit here in the background that I like to collect and keep with me. But that being said, I also don't believe in keeping things that don't give you any joy, and this is a good example of something that I thought was going to be useful but wasn't. And these are little jars that I actually got at Michael's, and I have, oh gosh, there's probably 7 or 8 here, but there's a bunch of them, and they're cute, but one of them, I use them for vitamins, first of all. I got them for vitamins, and I thought, oh, how cute. I'll keep all of my supplements inside of these and just open each jar for the day. That actually turned out to be more work for me and a waste. And these jars, I almost thought they'd be too small, but I don't know what I was thinking because oftentimes one full vitamin bottle barely filled it up to here. So there was no reason for me to keep these and just constantly opening and closing them. I had a set of vitamins in the heat that I forgot to keep. It was kind of sort of near a windowsill and they kind of melted in one of them. So I'll wash this out before I donate that jar over. But it's just a good example of sometimes we buy things thinking that we're going to be tidier or create organization for ourselves, and it couldn't be further from the truth. This just took up more space on my shelf. I didn't like how they looked ever because the vitamins weren't full, so I didn't feel like I was getting to slowly watch a full jar get used. I wasn't getting that positive feedback, so to speak. So I didn't need these. I'm going to donate these. Someone might be able to really use these for something, for spices or herbs or anything else. But for me, I don't need them, and they're basically brand new again. So why wouldn't I just donate them? So sometimes I'm really terrible at returning things if they don't fit or they don't quite work. So this was one of those examples where I'm actually going to be donating a completely brand new full bag of underwear. I think there's like 8 pairs in here. I never wore them. When I bought them, I totally misread the size guide, and they actually were not the shape and style that I wanted to begin with. So I just put them in a bag and I wrote brand new on there. If you are giving brand new things, try to do something like this so that when someone's coming around, they're like, oh, okay, someone took the time to bag them up, mark that they were brand new. Because obviously some people might feel weird about buying used underwear. But these were brand new and they weren't going to work for me for multiple reasons I knew right away. But they weren't expensive enough that I was going to go through the Amazon return process. So now someone who needs these can use these. And I feel good about that, actually. So that's another item. It's like, if you have things that don't fit, you don't need to keep them. Again, you don't need to donate trash either, but if there's like a small stain on something, it's actually a complete business that some people will buy clothing that, you know, has a small hole that they can repair, or maybe some jeans that are really sought after, they just need a patch, something like that. Just donate those. You're not wearing them, you don't need them, you notice the stain you don't like, it's giving you a sense of kind of guilt even that you have it, or if you do wear it, it's like, okay, I have a stain on it. Maybe you couldn't get the stain out or you weren't going to put the effort in. Some people make their business doing that. That's how they make their living. Okay, next up, this is something actually that probably a lot of you have, or if you're helping maybe like your parents or your grandparents declutter their house. One big thing that a lot of people tend to have around are magazines. I have a whole bunch of magazines that I just don't look through anymore. There was maybe a recipe or two that I really wanted and I kept. I enjoyed it to flip through it at the time, but I no longer need 3 or 4 Better Homes and Gardens, all recipes. Regardless of the magazine, always remove like any of your personal information if it's on there. If you know, if you bought this and it's a subscription, always remove your address information from everything. Be very cautious about that because there are crazy people out there. But this is going to give someone some enjoyment. These I might actually call like a local doctor's office or dentist office to see if they want to have some current magazines in their lobby. But if not, I will probably just drop these off at the same thrift store that I like to drop my things off at, or the same 2 thrift stores that I drop things off at. And someone can get these, you know, maybe for $0.25 each or something like that and get some enjoyment or some recipes that they want out of it. So again, these are just a few things that I'm going to be donating, and if you like videos like this, again, please let me know because I'm doing a lot more decluttering and a lot more donating. So if you guys like to see these videos, then I will definitely record more and just show you guys everything I'm getting rid of and I'm donating, and maybe it can give you guys some ideas of why you should donate similar things. Or, you know, maybe you're going to think about your cupboards that, you know, are kind of stagnant. You only use the same 3 things in one of them. It happens to all of us, but that seemed like just a couple of things, I know, but look at this. This is actually an entire bag of the glasses and the lid that I showed you, and just the random little things where I have 7 of one thing. So I have 6 of those large bottles that I showed you, those drinking bottles, and then I have a whole nother. This isn't full, but I have an entire other trash bag of items that I'm going to be taking, and I'll fill up this bag before I take it. But that's just a good example. That's almost a cupboard and a half full of things that I'm getting rid of that I haven't used, that really just made me feel bad. Honestly, just staring at something that you don't use or don't even really like anymore. If you don't like it anymore, you don't need it. So yeah, I promote everybody to just declutter because, you know, a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. It's something that I've learned that I need to keep things around that bring me joy, as opposed to having 2 cupboards I don't even open because they've turned into just the stowaway bin, basically. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful for some people, or kind of fun to see what I'm donating. And I think I will do more of these in the future. And I love to see what everyone else is donating. I love to see what people are taking over to the Goodwill or their local thrift stores, what they don't need anymore. Just like I love to watch people shopping and get hauls for the day. I just think it's a ton of fun to see what other people are doing. So yeah, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, or if you think this would be helpful for someone else to see. A thumbs up really helps. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.